are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys. How are we doing today?
Hi, Jenny.
We're good, doing good.
Hi.
Skip, this is as close as I can get to a master's jacket. It was as close as I can get the green.
That is as close as you will ever get.
Trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying, Skip.
Purple ruined it, but that's okay.
Now you know what, Skip. Instead of saying, you know what, Shannon, you look nice today. I was about to give you a compliment. Like, Skip, look at Skip. Break it out. Another new suit,
Why
y'all
is
at home.
this show always about his clothes?
No, your clothes.
I think you look great today,
I didn't
Skip.
say a word about my.
Okay.
Thank you,
No,
Jenny.
but you do.
Thank
If you don't
nice.
mind me asking, is that a new suit, Skip?
No.
You gonna sit there.
This might be a new bow tie over
You
here.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
No one cares.
No
We
one
seem to talk about it, right?
Can we talk about what everybody is talking about?
What are they talking
We're
about?
going to get to it, guys. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Does Kevin Durant have an attitude problem?
Yep.
And who should be LeBron's next coach? And then I think what Skip wants to get to on what the world is talking about.
Yep.
Tiger Woods.
Thank you.
He had the sports world in the palm of his hands yesterday when he won the Masters for the 5th time. It was his first major since 2008 and his first major win when trailing entering the final round. Here is Tiger on his historic performance and win.
I was very fortunate to be given another chance to do something that I love to do. But more importantly, I've been able to participate in my kids' lives in a way that I couldn't do for a number of years. I always felt I could do pretty much anything physically. But then for a while there, I just couldn't even walk. So now I'm able to play golf again and do it at an elite level again, which is something that I'm just very blessed to be able to have that opportunity again.
Skip, did
Yes.
you ever think that Tiger would win another major?
Just for the record, I covered my first Masters in 1979, and I wound up covering 20 Masters. And I covered Tiger Woods from the start at the Masters. And I'll be the first to admit, I had my run-ins with Tiger and his inner circle. And I will also be the first to admit that over the last 5 or 6 years, I probably said 1,000 times he will never, ever again win another major championship. And that's why yesterday for me was so miraculous that it got to be surreal watching him walk up 18.
It was.
It was so surreal that after I tweeted several things, I had to tweet one more time that I have to tweet this just to make sure it's going in my head right. Tiger Woods just won the Masters. He did? I woke up this morning, I said, did I dream that? No, that actually happened. In all my years of covering sports, I have never seen an athlete fall so far as Tiger Woods did and rise all the way back to the very top, not just to the top, to the very top of his sports, and beat as loaded a leaderboard as I have ever seen in Masters history. 6 of the top 10 players in the world finished in the top 10 at the Masters. He beat all the best,
Right.
head to head to head to head. And I'm going to remind everybody, it was just less than 2 years ago, you and I had to sit here, and I felt forced to do it, and talk about that sad mugshot as he got arrested for his DUI in Jupiter, Florida, and he thought he was in Southern California. He didn't know where he was.
Right.
And it was just 2 years ago, he had his 4th back surgery, and it was, you know this, the dreaded spinal fusion.
Yes.
And people don't come back from spinal fusion, especially in this game. And even Tiger has said repeatedly, I thought I was done.
That's what hold up. Did he say that?
Yes.
So the man in the arena did not believe that this was possible.
He did not believe it until he saw it, till the final 1.5 putt went in. I'm not sure he even bought what was happening.
Exactly. Okay.
Right? He had knee surgery. He had a neck injury. He had an elbow injury. He had a terrible double Achilles injury to the point that his former coach, Hank Haney, said in the book that he wrote called The Big Miss,
Right.
that he thought Tiger had just about golf fatally torn up his body trying to become a Navy SEAL. He went through SEAL drills with the Navy SEALs trying to do what his father had done and become a military man. So, not to mention, one of the all-time scandals that befell him, has any athlete ever been more humiliated off the field or off the course than Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
Back in, as you remember,
2009.
2009 and 2010. He wound up having to go to some clinic in Mississippi for sex addiction, and it was about as public as you could get, right? He was he lived in the tabloids for weeks and months. And yet, yesterday, I got to tell you that as much as I've closely followed Tiger, that guy yesterday was as completely changed a man as I have ever seen, because I couldn't recognize him yesterday, and I'm talking about for the better. I'm going to remind everybody, when he dominated golf the way nobody will ever dominate it again, and it was about from 2000 to 2002, that guy was this big, bad, profane golf bully who just intimidated fields and overpowered golf courses. And along the way, he just spewed profanity, and it outraged a lot of people who love golf and a lot of mothers at home of all colors who said, you just can't talk that way.
The microphone would pick it up.
It would pick it up. Yesterday, that guy won the Masters without making a single eagle in 4 days. That guy won the Masters finishing 44th of 65 players who made the cut in driving distance. Do you remember when they had to Tigerize Augusta because he hit it too far?
They Tiger-proofed it.
Okay, so they Tiger-proofed it, and he finished 44th yesterday in driving distance. I didn't hear a single curse word yesterday because he won with patience and discipline and maturity. He won by playing safe. And I don't want to get too golfy here today, but the turning point of yesterday's Masters was the 12th hole, as it often is. It's as dangerous a par 3 as there is in the world, because you're hitting over water with a short iron with very tricky crosswinds that you can't see because the pine trees, and I've been there many times, they're so tall they reach up into the heavens. So you
nice Georgia pines.
It's Georgia pines. It's from your neck of the, so to speak, woods.
It is.
Okay, and you can't gauge the wind. So they had to play threesomes yesterday to beat the weather. So of the leaders going through there, 4 of them hit it in the water. Only Tiger Woods said, no, I'm not going to shoot at the pin. Molinari shot at the pin. Brooks Koepka aimed at the pin. You can't do it because the green falls away there, and if you catch the bank, it's going to roll back in the water. What did Tiger Woods do on 12? He just said, I'm going to play safe. I'm going to hit it right over the bunker into the middle of the green and leave myself a 40-foot putt, and I'm going to 2-putt for a par. He won the Masters basically on number 12. But for me, the most amazing thing of all was at the end, the guy who used to be known as a surly loner within the rank and profile of golf, that guy became as beloved a figure as I think there is in all of sports right now. And you could see it from the former champions who gathered with their green jackets on to congratulate him. Trust me, back in the good old days, quote unquote, nobody would have congratulated him because they'd be gone, because he was not a nice guy. And now he's become beloved by galleries. He's become beloved by all the other caddies. I've never seen anything like the outpouring of love for Tiger Woods, who completely won over the world by winning the Masters at age 43. And I am here to congratulate that man, because what he overcame, very few have ever overcome.
Very. Skip, I agree with everything you just said. I thought he could win a regular tournament. Hell, Skip, we just saw him win Eastlake, the final of the FedEx Cup.
The Tour Championship.
Right. Yeah. We saw that.
We saw it. It was September 23rd. Kind of got lost in the NFL shuffle, but go ahead.
But that's not a major.
Nope.
That's not the Masters.
Nope.
That's not the Open, the British, or the PGA. Did I think he could put together? And what you need to do in order to win one of those is put together 4 good rounds. And that's what he did. On Thursday, Skip, I remember calling my sister. I said, man, Tiger left 4 birdies on the course. I just hope it doesn't come back to bite him.
But at least he didn't play his way out.
There you go.
2 under 70.
We've seen Tiger shoot 67, follow it up with 75, 76. We've seen Tiger go into, he's down 8 strokes, and then have a blistering final round, but because he left himself so much distance, he's like, oh man, Tiger played well. If he'd have just played better those other 3 days. Skip, nothing said Tiger should have won this tournament. Nothing. You mentioned he was tied for 44th in driving distance. He was 44th in driving distance. He was tied for 47th in driving accuracy. He was 48th in putting. Nothing about that says you should win this tournament.
Except one stat.
He was number 1 in greens in regulation.
That'll work. That'll work.
I watched this press conference and I heard it. I listened, turned the sound on because I wanted to hear.
You watched with sound on? That's an upset.
Because, Skip, I wanted to hear what he had to say. He said 2 years ago he had this surgery. He said he didn't know. He said, I knew I was going to be around the game of golf, but I didn't know I was going to be a participant in the game of golf. I was just hoping I would be able to play golf with my son, Charlie.
Yep.
The man that's in the arena had doubts whether or not he can play. The last thing on his mind was ever winning another major. He says, I just want to be able to take my kids to school, take them to soccer practice, because I couldn't do that because my back hurt so bad. So he goes from that. You mentioned the mugshot. That was, what, May would be 2 years from that. We forget about that, Skip, because the scandal in 2009 was so great. There are not very many people, Skip, could have their life autopsied. Because it had it opened up.
I agree.
And everybody got an opportunity. Let that sink in.